Hey guys, another important video, and this is something I wanted to kind of already talk to you about because there's just a lot of nonsense going on, and like nobody's really trying to say the real thing, what the entire scenario on the ground is. So this is the reason, like, I think it is really important to like kind of update about these things. um Germany right now is on a massive kind of denial. Like they're pretending like nothing is happening and everything is going to be fine. I see like some really dumb and naive people who are like 20, 21, or like, younger, and they're like, yeah, just because coronavirus is going on, like we're not going to sit at home and like do nothing, or like just kind of block ourselves in the room, which is real solid nonsense. And why? Because like this is the entire story of that it is like only going to affect the older people, and like only the older people are going to die and stuff like that. That isn't entirely true, because all of those numbers were previously coming from China, and well, you see how reliable the things have been there, right? So anybody who is above like 40, they are kind of in the risk group. So that is like really, really important to understand. And the things have been jumping like crazy. It hasn't been that easy, like people were saying that, it's not a big problem whatsoever and everything is going to pan out, but things aren't looking that great. The death rate in Germany right now is 15%, right? And like these are the closed cases. And if you look at Italy, because I think Germany is going to be 100 times worse than Italy, because they're really not taking care at all. People are still going to clubs, people are still going to party, and yeah, they're acting like nothing is happening, and for a good reason. Like not for a good reason, but for a greedy reason. They don't want to lose money. All of the businesses close, like people stop spending, people stay home and things like that, and this is something that they want to avoid, and this is the reason they are not like kind of even closing down the borders and everything. I told you guys previously that we were in Denmark for this entire like BNB project that we are working on. So Denmark essentially closed its borders, and like this is the post where I posted in the Facebook group about like Denmark closing its borders and everything. So anybody who is not a Dane cannot like either travel to Denmark or travel outside Denmark for the next 4 weeks, or like for the entire month. So like we are kind of like stuck in Denmark right now. But again, like at least like they're doing something. They know like the virus is like a lot stronger in the colder regions, so like they're really trying to like figure those things out. Fabian is asking, why is Germany so careless right now? Like I told you, any kind of unsurety, any kind of just probabilities kind of screw up the entire economy. And Germans are like kind of the German government, like they are really how do I say, like they're absolute misers about it. Like this isn't saying that they don't want to lose the money, and this is the reason they're not like closing down anything, which I find absolute stupid. On the other hand, I see like people trying to like figure things out to kind of like travel to India and having some tricks here and there, like do this, do that, which is again stupid, which I consider. Because like not only are you putting yourself on the risk of like, getting the infection and then taking it to your family, the people you love, and like kind of like also putting them at the risk of getting them infected. But people are like, but what about Germany? Like, many German doctors do not speak good German, good English and stuff. And what if we get stuck here and like we will not get good treatment and stuff? That's also absolute nonsense. Most of the educated people that you will find in hospitals, like they can speak English, like they can speak general English, and that is like never an issue. Like saying that the German like health system is not good is not an excuse for putting yourself at risk and other people at risk. So this is something I really wanted to talk to you about. Like India has still done a really good job at this. If you really look at the seriousness of the situation in Italy, the death percentage, the mortality rate is 47%. China, on the other hand, I don't know, showed like all sorts of numbers, but they never showed 47%. In Germany, it's like picking up at 15%. But again, like Germany is nowhere close to how things are going in Italy. And there are more than enough infected numbers in Germany. And the problem, you're not seeing like a bigger number here, this 3,953. The reason you're not seeing a bigger number here is because they are just not testing enough people. They only test people if you have gone to any kind of these, critical zones, and then you are like having some kind of fever. But if you're having fever in general, they are never going to test you, which is insane. I find it absolutely horrible that they are like doing this kind of nonsense. But yeah, have to save the money, have to save the sweet money. And this is like the entire story, and this is why like things are just being screwed up. So just like be a bit careful about this. If you're planning to come to Germany, just know that things are going to get worse. The German government is not like handling this properly again. Like, I don't know what they're doing again, like leaving the borders open and stuff. Like, I don't know, like no virus is illegal, or I don't know what kind of story they're making this time. But here in Denmark, like they're really taking it very seriously, and they are trying to protect their own people, which I like absolutely respect. Right? Germany, on the other hand, India is also doing an absolutely great job, but really disappointing this time, right? So just kind of like, take some kind of precautions regarding the rescheduling. So like, if you have any kind of questions, you can again ask. But regarding the rescheduling, this is like really important. A post that I created here in the Facebook group. This Facebook group is called Bharat in Germany, and you can like easily search for it on Facebook. You will find it. We have like around 35,000 members and stuff. But there was this post that I posted where like I was asking people to like kind of share whatever kind of notices they are getting from the universities. So a very important notice that you will find from a few different students who like decided to share it is about some schools even like allowing enrollments via email. So look at this one. Hochschule Stralsund suspended classes from March 16th till April 19th. The classes are expected to start from April 20th. They also, like this scenario, the starting of classes from April 20th, this is the scenario kind of like all over Germany. They also cancelled personal enrollment. So this is the key part which I wanted to discuss with you. So if you are traveling to Germany because you have to enroll in the universities and stuff, like just please remember that like if you talk to the university, if you tell them that like this is the entire scenario and maybe if I can enroll online, many of the universities will agree to that because of the story of this entire situation, right? So like they also canceled personal enrollment and have asked us to enroll by sending documents through email before March 24th 2020. My course is this and this. Stay safe, guys. Right? So a really important thing, like if you are having any kind of like obligations that you have to go to Germany because you have to enroll in a university, just talk to the university. Maybe they're like allowing you to enroll online, and if that happens, do that. Like then come a bit later because, well, guys, I mean, I don't know, like right now they're not like doing anything at all. The U-Bahns are running fine, the S-Bahns are running fine, and like if somebody, like I even had a message on my Instagram where some guy said that he was at the Hauptbahnhof, like the central station, and he was wearing mask and gloves, and some people started like making jokes and stuff. Like this is the common. I'm telling you, like the youth of Germany right now is in this state. They are like kind of like being very, very ignorant about this entire scenario. But because they're being ignorant doesn't mean that you have to too. We are all educated people. We can all handle these things better. If we know that we have to take precautions at some kind of places, we do that. If we have to wear gloves, I don't see a big problem in that at all. I see here in Denmark, like so many people just like wearing gloves when they're going to the supermarket, and as soon as they would come home, like just throw the gloves out and go further. Right? So super important thing. If you have to take these kind of precautions, if you have to wear a mask or something, do that. And like people who are saying, everything is going to be fine. Yeah, maybe. But from the numbers that I see, guys, right now, it doesn't look that great. 47% death rate doesn't look nice. Even in Germany, the closed cases, the 15% death rate again doesn't look that nice. If you look at the jumps, oh boy, the jumps have been like really solid. Like previously everything was fine, like, you know, no drama whatsoever. Right now, if you see the number of new cases, they are like really multiplying. You really see an exponential curve here. Just yesterday, is it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, 930 new cases. Before that, 780 new cases. Then 401, and these are just the cases which are being tested, which are again like just a very minute number. Like they are not testing everybody. Like Alina's grandpa was having fever and stuff, but you know, like they didn't test. Like he's fine now, but they again like refuse to test at all, without even like kind of considering that maybe he might be exposed to that because he did not go to Italy or Korea or some other things like that. So just an important thing, like take your general precautions, right? Like if you don't have to travel, don't travel. If you can reschedule your enrollment, because that is important, and you can do that. I told you here in the post, you can like, you know, maybe some other students hopefully post here too afterwards. You can ask here. This is from yesterday, and you can see this photograph, and then you can like kind of post any kind of details that you find there. But I'm really happy that some students like decided to kind of share these things, right? If you are from a particular university and the enrollment deadline is being pushed further, mention it there. Otherwise, also like write to the university, ask them if you can enroll online. That way you can just come a bit later, maybe towards the end of April or something, and then maybe like till that time maybe things are a bit better. No? So just a really important thing, if you're planning to go to India, just try to avoid it at the moment, because trust me, like I understand it's your home, and I understand like everybody wants to meet or like see their family at these kind of times, but it's really not the best decision at the moment, because you're really putting yourself at the harm's risk, and the older people around you, or like the loved ones that you have there in India, them too. Right? And these guys were kind of like saying, dude, you're just panicking everybody. Well, I do not agree with that. Like, you have to be informed, and just because like you cannot see the numbers, or like kind of like ignore or are in your own world that, you know, something else is going to happen, doesn't mean that things are not going to get worse. So just remember that part, and maybe we will be able to handle this a bit better, right? Most importantly, just if you don't have to travel, don't travel. Do the enrollment online. If you have to go to India, try to cancel it, because traveling isn't the best thing to do right now. We wanted to open our Airbnb, we wanted to launch it in April, right? And like we have to like kind of sit back on that too, and a lot of people have to cut back on things, man. Like everybody is making sacrifices, but it is just going to be temporary. Afterwards, things are going to get better, and everything will be back online. No? Alright then, folks. All the best. Just wanted to go live real quick and tell you about the current scenario. This is how it's looking like. Italy is at 18,000 with 1,300 deaths. And Germany is 4,000 with 8 deaths, but I'm sure more will follow. All right, perfect then, guys. All the best. Thanks a lot for joining in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.